to this now. The latest health bulletin from the Vatican says Pope Francis received the Eucharist this morning and was later bronchoaspirated and began non-invasive mechanical ventilation. He responded well to this therapy. Throughout, the Holy Father remained alert and focused at all times, collaborating in the therapies. The prognosis, therefore, still remains reserved. Our international news editor, Sophie Mokoena, joins us now via our telephone line. Sophie, thank you so much for your time this evening. Perhaps just give us the latest update when it comes to the latest, of course, when it comes to the situation in that regard of Pope Francis and his recovery in hospital.
It is not looking good at all. There's a sudden worsening of his condition, and this is described as a setback by those who are offering medical support for the Pope. We are told that he is having breathing problems, and they had to take a decision to assist him with the machine, but it's not looking good at all. We know that he has been in hospital for 15 days now, since the 14th of February. And for an 80-year-old person, this is quite a challenging moment. And therefore, currently it is a very difficult time for the Vatican, and the Vatican has called on people around the world to pray for the Pope, but it is not looking good at all.
And have some world leaders perhaps also then come forward to, sort of encourage many around the world to pray for the Pope?
We've seen messages since he was admitted to a hospital, people calling on nations around the world to do just that. We know that on Sunday there will be a similar prayer service in Johannesburg, but at this moment I think everybody is now watching what's happening in Rome in terms of what is going to happen, as we got that message that his condition has worsened, and therefore the current people who are around him are now focusing on trying to help him. But he is having breathing problems and currently using a breathing machine. And therefore, this is a very difficult moment for the Vatican and those who are part of this big religion, the church itself, around the world.
At the same time, a very important, event due to take place next week, Sophie, that being Ash Wednesday, is particularly for those who are religious and who follow this religion. And of course, this also comes at a time when it is going to be Easter soon in April. What does this mean for some of the plans which have been put in place by the church, particularly for big events such as Ash Wednesday, which is followed by many people around the world?
I think the engagement, the events and the processes will continue. And I think those who are at the Vatican will continue with the process, while on the other hand, you have this medical team around the Pope trying to help him, and therefore it is a moment for reflection. It is a moment where those who follow the Pope are currently engaged in prayers and also hoping that things will get better. But as I pointed out, the statement from the Vatican indicating that there was a sudden worsening of the condition, and this has set back for those who are helping the Pope. And therefore, I think it's one of those difficult moments. It is going to be a very long night, people monitoring and watching this story, the media, but also the Vatican and people around the world. And some engaging in prayers as requested by the Vatican.
All right, Sophie, thank you so much for that update.